Today, we're diving into a state of being that's so hard to describe but feels incredibly real, the experience of a displaced self. And to do that, we're going to use this incredible short piece of writing as our guide. I want to start with this question. Have you ever had that feeling that you're not quite there? Like you're just an observer watching your own life play out. It's a feeling a lot of us have, but we just don't have the words for it. Well, this text, it gives us the words. And it all begins right here. Just 3 words. It's not some big dramatic explosion. It's a subtle, quiet little change. But this one shift is the starting point for absolutely everything that follows. Okay, so what does that actually feel like, this shift? Well, our source text calls it the very first moment of misalignment. You know, when the familiar layers of your reality just start to feel a little bit off. And what's so fascinating here is that it's not about being completely gone, right? It's not like you've checked out entirely. The key word is partial. You're still there, but not all the way. Kind of like a bad radio signal, fading in and out. So this shift happens inside you, but how does it change the way you see the outside world? Well, it all starts with your senses. They begin to report back with information that feels different, not quite what you're used to. And I mean, the world literally starts to flatten out. That sense of 3D space just kind of shrinks. The feeling of temperature, whether it's hot or cold, gets muted. The sharp edges on things, they start to get blurry. And touch becomes this really weird, confusing thing. Like you feel something, but you have no idea where it's coming from. This line is just perfect for explaining that loss of depth. Think about it. When you look at something, you don't just see a flat color, right? You see its texture, its form. But in this state, color is just a superficial coating. There's no substance behind it. And right after the visual world starts to fall apart, the audio does too. You hear a sound, but it feels totally disconnected from whatever is making that sound. It's incredibly disorienting, kind of like you're watching a movie of your own life, but the audio track is out of sync. So you add all this up, and what do you get? The world doesn't just change, it actually recedes. It becomes this muted, distant version of itself. Like you're looking at everything through a thick pane of glass. Okay, so the outside world is fading away. Now let's turn inward. What happens to the connection you have with your own body? This is where that feeling of displacement gets really, really personal. Wow, what a powerful way to put it. Your body stops feeling like a home, like a safe shelter for your consciousness. Instead, it just becomes a system, an autonomous machine that's just running on its own. It's moving, it's functioning, but you're not the one in the driver's seat anymore. And that's really the heart of it all. Your internal coordinates, that feeling of I am right here, they just don't line up with where your body actually is. You are displaced. You've become a spectator, watching your own physical presence in the world. So, as if having space in your own body feel totally alien wasn't enough, another huge pillar of our reality starts to crumble, our experience of time. And I just love the verbs used here. Time doesn't just speed up or slow down. It becomes this physical, malleable thing. It loosens its grip, it stretches into weird shapes, it even folds back on itself until cause and effect are completely out of order. And what happens when time unravels like that? Well, it stops being a structure, a timeline we move along. Instead, it becomes a substance, like a thick gel where moments are just suspended. The past, the present, the future, they're all just floating next to each other with no connecting thread between them at all. So, where does all this lead? After your sense of space, your body, and time have all been warped, what's even left of you? This final section gets into that culminating state. It all starts with this idea of thinning out. Imagine a really detailed, rich self-portrait of who you are. Now imagine it starts to fade and fade until all that's left is just a simple outline, a sketch of a person. And building on that, the outline that's left over isn't defined by what it is, but by what it does. Your identity becomes a function, just a series of actions and responses. But that central feeling core of the self it's just not there anymore. And this is where the journey ends, with an existence that just keeps going. It moves, it acts, it persists, but it lacks a center of gravity. There's no point of origin. It's just perpetual motion, with nobody at the controls. And we end on this beautiful, haunting summary. This isn't about being gone. It's not non-existence. It is a presence, but one that's suspended. It's unfastened from the world, from the body, from time itself. But somehow, against all odds, it is still here. And that leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? What does it even mean to be present but not attached?